It's Mike Clark, Kill Procrastination. We got another fire episode, and you know what? We're just gonna get right into it. Let's go. So hey, I know this is this age-old thing, man. I've never really had to use it. I came close, but this is a topic that I think is gonna touch a lot of different people, and that's trying to utilize a private landlord. You know, right now we're coming off a pandemic. A lot of people are getting kicked out of their properties, man. They're getting kicked out of their apartments. You know, whatever shared space they had is about to be gone. And that's because the moratorium, the federal moratorium, has already ended, right? That's ended, and now a lot of the states are currently starting to, end theirs as well, which then that is allowing the courts to start with having the eviction process. It's a whole process for it. Now there is a lot of money that's given out right now from the federal government, to help the tenant, right? To help the tenant go ahead and pay what they need to pay to at least catch up on their payments so they can stay. And not even that, like they even have money where it's going to pay, the next couple of payments moving forward. But this is only for people who are deciding to utilize this process. And not only that, you have to be approved for this. So that's just like, that's a whole nother thing right there. I really feel like all this money just sitting in a bucket right now. It's not being spread out fast enough. If you don't know how the eviction process is going, and this is my first time even knowing that this was going on, man. So they're doing a lot of Zoom calls because of COVID restrictions. They're closing down the courtrooms, and now they're having people on Zoom meetings. They're actually posting this on YouTube, so you can at least see how it's being conducted, man. And it's mind-blowing, man. It's sad because, people don't know what they don't know, right? A lot of people are in a situation that it's tough for a lot of people. And I really feel like a lot of people need to gain some empathy for other people and understand that this is a tough process for everybody. And, landlords, tenants, everybody. It's tough for everybody. But we have to utilize those resources. And I just want my listeners to understand, man, this is the time that you have to get your credit right. If you have any evictions on your record, if you have any nonsense that is on there and you've been just ignoring it, you have to get that stuff done like time now, man. Time now, because these private landlords aren't going to do it anymore. Because this whole pandemic has showed who's been caught holding the bag. Why do we seek out private landlords? You seek them out because you want to be able to tell your story. You want to be able to get a face-to-face with somebody and let them know, look, I'm not what's on that paper. Or, I really love your house, but I may not be able to afford it. Let's work a deal out. And I love that because that's negotiation, right? Even if you do meet the requirements, sometimes you can't get in the house that you normally couldn't if you were going through, the big real estate companies. If you were going through and you had to see a real property manager, they have their, they have the requirements, you have to meet it. But, utilizing a private landlord is different because now you got a face-to-face and you can do these things. But what's tough is now, because of this people caught holding the bag, they're like, look, I have to go ahead and run a background check. I have to check the credit report. I have to do these things prior because, I have a mortgage to pay. So I just wanted to put that out there, man. Like I've seen a lot of it. I'm hearing a lot of it, but I want you guys to become responsible and understand like the home buying process is not that hard, and understand that when you rent these houses out and you're speaking to these landlords, understand that you are paying the mortgage on that same property and leaving profit. So what is that telling you? That means that you're overpaying for something that if you personally went out and bought, you'd be saving yourself and your family a lot more money. Now, I understand some people aren't ready to buy houses. I understand that some people just, they don't want to do it. They don't want to maintain it, but you have to take another look at it. If the reason is you don't want to maintain the house or cut the grass, there's services for that. There's a lawn care service. There's a maintenance crew. If you get a duplex and you're just scared to be a landlord, there's property management. There are services in place now that, look, I have my own property. I have a duplex. I live right next door to my tenants. They don't even know I own the property. You know, it's simple that way. Find and utilize the people around you and make this a successful transition. Right now, man, everybody needs to look up their state requirements and see that, hey, what is going on and how can I fix what needs to happen? Because if you're going to get evicted soon, you have to understand, look, what do I got to do? If I leave early, will you avoid putting eviction on my record? You know, let's see if we can negotiate that part, because once that gets on your record, man, it's going to be tough to find a place to live. It really is. So remember that. Let's not just ignore it. Let's negotiate. Let's figure that part out. Really take the time to see if you can see if you can afford that house, man. See if you can apply. A lot of you guys have had jobs over the last 2-3 years, even through COVID. You know, your credit score is over the 620, 640 mark. You know, you got a couple dollars in the bank. There's grant money for down payments. Like, there's so many things that can put you into a home, but you have to take the time to look. Now, for some reason, if you don't want to look, you don't want to take the time, you don't know the assessment of what your credit report is going to look like, that's when you come to channels like mine and find resources like this, and then you schedule a consultation. They'll sit down and talk to you, and they'll give you the gist of it without talking to that banker, without, you know, at least giving you an idea of what you need to do. Now, they're not professionals. They're not professional bankers or accountants, lawyers or real estate agents, but we can definitely give you some information, some guidance, and give you a little bit more knowledge than you had yesterday. You know, I'm in favor of paying some money to get some information. Man, if I could skip going through Google and reading 100 different articles and doing this and I could just get the meat and potatoes, I pay for it all day. Matter of fact, I've paid for 3, 4, 5 different courses. I've done that. I've talked to consultants. I've done all of that. I want you guys to understand you guys can become more confident in it. All right? But understand you need to look at your laws ASAP, especially because these moratoriums ending. If you haven't paid any money on your rent, you know, you're having issues. And not only that, some of this is not even your fault. Right now it's a hot market and a lot of people are selling properties, man. A lot of people are selling properties. And then what does that do for the renters? It sucks, because now you got to go find another property. And there's not an influx of houses even being built right now. So you just got to think about the future and where you want to be in life. All right. I appreciate you guys coming on. I appreciate you guys listening once again. Every Friday we have a new video. Twice we're going to have a different episode for a podcast. So, you know, if you want to follow me, comment, subscribe, watch my past videos. I'm telling you, the channel's growing. You know, consultations are filling up. I want to just motivate you guys to understand that, man, look, anything can happen at any point in time. Your life can change within a year. Just keep your head down and stop trying to keep up with the Joneses, all right? I love you guys. Peace.